Welcome back, guys. And
We were hyped. I mean, the amount of let's goes that were sent back and forth is crazy.
I think this trade kind of shocked us a little. It kind of shocked me.
super exciting.
That's kind of hard to believe.
Let's get hyped and let's get into the video.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Talking Tridents, a Mariners podcast. We are back after some huge news. It's finally happened. The Mariners made an impact bat trade. Brendan Donovan is here. Let's break it down. What are your thoughts on this, Dennis?
I just love that I was on vacation hanging out with you at your new home, and then all of a sudden I leave, and then Brandon Donovan gets traded while I'm in the airport. So we're a few days behind the trade, but because of traveling. But yeah, they made the trade. I mean, I think overall I'm not mad at it at all. I think it's kind of one of those rare win trades as well.
Three-team trade.
Three-team trade. So let's do a little overview of the trade. So the Mariners obviously get Brendan Donovan. That's our only piece that we acquire in this trade. The Rays acquire Ben Williamson, and then the Cardinals get a bulk of the deal, getting Gerangelo Sinji, Ty Pete, a competitive round B from the Cardinals as well, as a Mariners round B. So that's kind of a lot. I mean, the Cardinals have been looking to do their rebuild. They had these pieces, and I think this was the last piece they had to trade away, and I'm so glad it's to the Mariners. Not only do we have an option to play second base, third base, corner, outfield for the next 2 years, but you have a leadoff hitter now, and I think that dynamically changes this lineup. So I'm extremely excited about this. I know we've been talking about this since November, so it's here.
Yep, finally happened. Who do you think won this trade? The Rays, the Cardinals, or the Mariners?
I thought I said earlier it's one of those win-win-win trades because I think the Mariners win immediately. Obviously, Brendan Donovan, all-star bat with a really good eye, gets on base a ton, and also with defensive flexibility. I think the Cardinals, though, also get exactly what they want. So, obviously, I'm going to be a little biased and say the Mariners are going to win this trade because, we needed that bat. Our top 5 in our lineup now looks awesome. I mean, I would argue it's, a top 10 lineup now in the league. With the addition of Brendan Donovan, and he's going to score a ton of runs with Julio, Cal, and Naylor hitting behind him. So I'm going to say the Mariners won the trade. Obviously, the Rays get Ben Williamson. Sad to see him go, honestly. I've always been a Ben Williamson guy. I don't know why. Something about a defensive first, third baseman is appeals to me. But this trade is exactly what I think the Mariners needed, so they won the trade, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's tough for me to see, Sinji go to the Cardinals, but overall, I'm happy with the deal. I think Ben Williamson didn't really have much of a future with the Mariners, just given who the prospects we have behind him, and we need someone that can be more of a veteran presence and a bigger bat right now. So Ben Williamson, it kind of had to go. It's funny because we literally mentioned on Monday, right before this happened, like maybe 2 or 3 hours, we were like, "Oh, what if we traded Ben Williamson or Cole Young for Donovan?" Like, is that realistic? We were talking about that. So we were on,
and we were right, just to the wrong team.
yeah, right, exactly. Ty Pete, a lower level guy.
But he's a former first round pick, so I mean the Cardinals kind of got. I mean they got 2 former first round picks. So
yeah, so he could be good. We don't really know yet, but honestly, I'm happy we didn't give any of our top 5 prospects for this, and we got the bat that we needed for immediate impact. So overall, I'm super happy with the deal. And yeah, I think it really lengthens out our lineup. I mean, even just with the addition of one guy, our lineup is so much deeper now. I mean, we've got him in the leadoff, and you're able to move everyone down. I would argue Randy would go to 5th in the lineup, and then from there you still have JP, Robles, Cole Young if he's starting at second. So it's
Canzone and Ruff Schneider as well.
Yeah, so it's awesome.
I mean, we touched on it. Like this lineup is now pretty deep.
It really is. Yeah, I'm just so happy that they made something happen. We were kind of giving up, and we were like, oh, I don't think they're going to do anything. I think they're going to do, what they usually do, roll with who they have, and they had faith in the prospects, but they didn't let us down. So
They didn't. They did
How
not.
good is it?
And starting the offseason with a signing of Josh Naylor to a 5-year deal, and ending with the trade for Brendan Donovan, I think the offseason kind of looks not kind of. It looks more complete than it ever did. We were very skeptical of the front office, very skeptical of Dipoto and Hollander, and saying, "Oh, we're looking for that bat still. We're still looking for that bat." And I guarantee that whole time they called the Cardinals every week saying, "Hey, like, what do you think of the last deal? How about we do this instead?" And they kept saying, "No, we want more, we want more," and it just got to a point where the Mariners wore him down, and hey, guess what? We got the guy we needed. So,
Right.
with a
Yeah, I
week
think
with a
so.
week to spare too, spring training starts literally, or pitchers and catchers report next week. So,
Right.
what a quick turnaround that's going to be for Donovan.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, he's on his way now. We had to give up a piece that, but you have to give up a little something to get someone good in return, right? So I'd say the biggest piece we gave up was Durangelo Sinji.
Yeah,
But like I said before, he was one of our top prospects, but we still have Sloan and Anderson ahead of him. So I think giving him up, is a small price to pay for getting Brendan Donovan, and all the comments and stuff I've seen online from Mariners fans and just around the league. I think the vast majority would say that they're pretty happy with this trade. So,
yeah, I know we are, and it just makes too much sense. A guy with 2 years of control who has just a bunch of success at the big league level. There was a tweet out by Passan as well saying that if you compare Bo Bichette's and Brandon Donovan's stats from the last 2 years, they're almost identical. And we saw how much Bo Bichette went for this offseason. So, I mean, the Mariners paid the price to get their guy. We lose 2 former first-round picks and our competitive round B pick as well. But I think this is the move you have to make. If you're a team in a win now scenario, you have to make a move like this. This is non-negotiable. You trade for that bat, even if it just helps you for 2 years. But what I like about this trade specifically is it gets us that bat without blocking our young stars, such as Cole Young and Colt Emerson. Ben Williamson, we knew his ceiling. It was hitting 250, 260, playing Gold Glove defense for 3 or 4 years. But this now gives us a all-star bat at the top of our lineup for 2 years, and the opportunity to let our young guys develop while also giving them a route if they are ready. So it's just
Yeah, and I think it's clear now that the Mariners are in win now mode with this deal. They realize, hey, we do have to do something, and we want to win now.
Yeah, trading away even Sinji doesn't really take away a lot from your farm system, I'd argue. And especially Type Pete. Type Pete was below your bottom 10 or your top 10, and Sinji I think was sitting at like 6 or 7 for the Mariners organization. But just above him, you have your last year's first round pick in Cade Anderson, and the year before's third round pick in Ryan Sloan, who have both shown a lot of promise. So even though we might have traded away one of our top pitching prospects, I don't think we're really missing out on a lot, because we already have these next guys up. We still have Hancock, we have Evans when he comes back from injury, Cade, and Sloan. So I really don't think your farm system takes that big of a hit with this trade.
Right. I would agree with that. I don't think it does either. And even this offseason as a whole, we traded away Harry Ford. Now this deal, we traded away 3 more. I mean, you could argue Ben Williamson as a prospect, I guess. 3 more, farm system guys. But I really don't think our farm system does take a hit from this at all. I mean, like you said, we still have Cade Anderson, Ryan Salone, who are top prospects, plus, Logan Evans.
And have only been on the rise since they started. So
exactly. And, to be fair, even with Sinji, who was one of our top pitching prospects as well, that's still too many guys. So he was kind of the odd man out for me anyway. Also, offensively, Ben Williamson, like we said, was kind of a guy that didn't really fit on our roster, and he was, he's at that point where he's ready to play, and he showed that he can play, in the MLB. So, for us, he's really just blocking the way for, Cole Emerson or potentially some other guys. And
Michael Arroyo, even you can go down to like Double A, even
yeah, Michael Arroyo, right? And to be fair, I'd rather have Cole Young on the team over Ben Williamson anyway. I think Cole Young has a higher ceiling too. So,
definitely.
yeah, I think this is best case scenario for the Mariners in terms of having to trade away some prospects to get that, impact bat. I think they did an awesome job with the package they were able to put together to get him.
When coming into the offseason too, I mean, we knew that some of our top prospects were going to be gone. So I
Hmm.
think for what you traded away and what you got back, you can't really complain. I think they did exactly what they needed to make this major league roster better with our minor league farm system.
Right, 100%. Yeah, so they did it. It's going to be super exciting to see what happens. So we put out a video. Our last video was an MLB The Show simulation of next season, and we didn't even make the playoffs. We made the video 2 days before this trade, so that changes a lot. Now we had to go back, run it back with Brendan Donovan, and redo the experiment, see if this made a change. Didn't make a change. What happened? So we have the results. Um, yeah, should we break it down here and go over the results?
Let's do it.
So, all right. So we have the lineup. I'll run down the lineup really quick. So we have Brendan Donovan batting leadoff, Julio, Cal, Josh Naylor, Randy Rosarena at 5, and then we have JP, Victor, Robles, Dominic Canzone, and Cole Young running out the 9 spot. Donovan, for this experiment, we put him at third base, and then Cole Young at second. I think that's at least that's what we would like to see them do. I know they'll probably mix it up in real life a little bit, but that's where we have him. That's facing right-handed pitchers. The only difference against lefties is we have Ref Snyder at DH and Canzone on the bench. So our pitching rotation stays the same, and we have Gilbert, Wu, Castillo, Kirby, Miller, and then the bullpen there is the same as the previous video. A couple people immediately commented on on the last experiment. Hey, run this back with Brendan Donovan. So let's
Guess what? We did. We did.
we had to. That was the first thing we said when we saw this trade happen. We were like, all right, we gotta run that experiment back.
Because we had that idea, a while ago too, like maybe a few weeks ago. We're like, oh, let's wait, let's see if they get that trade. They're gonna do it, right? And then, well, hey, they're not gonna do it, but here we are.
Right. Yeah, we were like, let's put it off as long as we can until spring training. But we were super excited to see it, so we did it. Like we were like, oh, they're not gonna make any moves. So, and of course,
Well, if I remember right, it was 86 and 76. We missed the playoffs, right, with the first run.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, so after the first month, we went 15 and 15. So we went 500, and we were in third place behind the Rangers and the Angels. So immediately, not off to a good start. I was like, oh my gosh, this didn't change anything. And then after the second month of the season, we come back strong, 34 and 23. We're over 500, and we take first place in the division. So we're looking a lot better. And then we roll into the third month of the season, 54 and 30. Again, still holding first place in the division. And we literally just keep it. They kept it going the whole rest of the way. Next month, 69 and 41, still in first place. The Rangers were the closest in second at 61 and 49 at this point in the season. And then we're at 86 and 50 with 1 month left to go after this. Still in first place.
So we already had, at this point, we already have as many wins as last time, which is just crazy to think of.
Right, and we still had a month left to play. And the Mariners ended up finishing 101 wins and 61 losses to win the division, get the first round bye, and 101 wins. Imagine that, all just because of Brendan Donovan.
So you're telling me that Brendan Donovan is a 15-win player then?
Apparently.
So apparently he's gonna do like 1.5 of Cal's last season. Awesome. Good to know. Thank you, MLB The Show.
Right? Apparently he is that good. I didn't know, but
he is that guy.
He is that guy. Apparently Jerry and the Mariners went into the boardroom. They went on MLB The Show, and they were like, "Oh, it's." They simulated.
This ad right here is going to do it for us. Get us that
Yep,
first World Series appearance.
exactly. So yeah, so the Mariners ended up actually making the World Series in the simulation, only to face the Dodgers, of course, for the third time. The Dodgers are in the World Series, and
The three-peat.
yeah, the Mariners ended up losing, unfortunately, but they made it to the World Series, and they got 101 wins. So that's really taking the next step. I mean, everything that we've been saying, this whole offseason, the Mariners have to take the next step. Apparently, Brendan Donovan is the key.
And I mean,
Step, so.
do I think the 15 win? Do I think they're going to go from 86 to 101 with him? No, I don't think that's realistic.
No.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it gets us in the mid 90s. I mean, not only is he going to produce himself, he's going to hit a few home runs, he's going to drive some runs in, especially when you have Robles and JP at the bottom of the lineup. But he's going to get on base enough where Julio, Cal, and Naylor are going to hit him in a ton. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the top, I'm going to say 20 of runs in the league.
Yeah. I mean, with the lineup that we have hitting behind him, I can't disagree with that. Also, we have Josh Naylor this year for the whole year. Last year we only had him half the season. Last year we got Suarez at the deadline, and we only had him
Now we
half
have
the
Brandon
season.
Donovan.
This year we have Brandon Donovan for the full season, and the rest of our lineup, looks, the same as last year. So, I think there's a real chance that we could definitely win. I want to say 10 more wins than last year. If you think about it, I mean, there were so many close games. I know baseball, anything can happen, but hey, I think it's a real possibility with this lineup.
Yeah, and I think this is telling of that. Hey, they finally done what they needed to make this lineup scary in a lot of ways, right? I mean, Brandon Donovan's going to get a lot of good pitches because guess who's coming after him? Julio and Cal, and not to mention Naylor falling behind, and then you have a former All-Star last year and Randy Arozarena right behind him. So I think this is a really good trade. I think this is a really good tell from our simulation that things are finally where they need to be.
Right. And I mean, you got to pitch to one of those guys, right? So anyone that watched the last video and was disappointed or saying that, what's going to be the difference with Donovan? Well, there you go. So
there you go. 15 games. 15 games and a World Series appearance is the difference.
Yep. Let's hope.
Well, let us know down below what you guys think of this. Are the Mariners going to get 101 wins because we now have Brandon Donovan? How big is this trade going to mean for the 2026 season? And what final grades do you give this trade? I give it an A. I'm sure you give it the same, Devin. But wow,
give it an A.
What an end to the 2026 offseason. I cannot wait for the spring training, guys. Go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.